What's up, people? So we're back with another video. I hope you're all having a good start to the week and are staying safe. Now this one that I'm bringing to you all today is a very interesting one, and it's all about life after prison. So let's get into it. So life after prison can go two ways for you, just like it did before you went to prison. And as I've said to you all before, it really does come down to, the individual themselves, to what choices they're going to make. But with that being said, when you go to prison, you don't get rehabilitation. There's services there to help prisoners get rehabilitated, but they don't offer it to them, which is crazy, but it makes sense because that's the way they have created it. As I always thought, the prison system was broken, but it's not. Now, when you leave prison, depending on your circumstances before you went to prison, for myself, I had a full-time job. I was earning quite a lot of money, and it was just going up and up each time of the year. And then on top of it, we was expecting a baby with the person that I was with. We had our own home, and life was good, and I had a lot of possessions as well. So when I left prison, I literally came out and things felt very misplaced, as we wasn't in the same place before I went to prison. I didn't have a job, I didn't have all my possessions, and it was a complete weird experience. Now, it is a hard thing to deal with, and if you don't deal with it the right way, it's very easy to go back into prison because you're very fresh to being out, and you're still used to being in that structure of in prison. So definitely 100%, as I've said to you all before, if the government was to actually rehabilitate prisoners, the reoffending rates would be, I'm sure, quite a lot less than what they are now. Now, I always thought that when the government's sending people to prison, it's for punishment, but at the same time to help them reform back into society. But that's not the case. It's just nowadays you get a prison sentence, you do your time in there, you come out, and that's it. Now, mental health is a very big thing in prison as well, and you've got to wait 2 months before you actually even get to see a doctor on if it's a mental health side, or you want to speak to the doctor about something. So yes, you do get checked before you go into prison, and yes, you will get a doctor if you have some form of injury or something medically wrong with you. But apart from that, there is a huge waiting list, and it's just with the same with the housing services to when you are before you are released from prison, because they've got a service to where they help people to try and house them before they are released from prison. But there's only so many people that they can go to and get through, and if they don't get to you by the time your sentence is up, then you're basically getting released to go back into maybe a hostel, or go literally homeless. So definitely 100%, as I've said to you all before, we need to change these people that are in power of of running things, just with the government as well, because it's us as people that really do allow these people to be in power of position. And it's our kids, it's our people that are going through the prison system, and it's just a circle that's not getting broken. And it's just the same with stop and search, which a video I'm going to be doing about very soon. So definitely 100%, there should be a lot more to be done for prisoners, as if you, in your case, depending on your case and your situation, you can get a support worker. So when you are released from prison, you can get a probation officer that's like a support worker at the same time. So you could get some services to a point, but there's nothing to actually reform these prisoners, and that's the whole point. Now, for myself, I used my time very constructively while I was in prison because I wanted to educate myself, and on top of it, I wanted to get out my cell. But it was the start of actually rehabilitating myself, came down to myself. Now, when you're in prison, you have nothing but time on your hands to think. So when you do think in prison, you think about everything, and to things that can happen, to not happen, and that possibly could happen. So definitely when you're in there, it's really down to you, to when you are released from prison, if you're going to mix with the same people that you did before, or whatever it was that you was doing that got you to prison, or whatever it is, So definitely 100%. It's just, sad because it's a cycle for a lot of people. And I've seen people that's been released within that same week and come back because, they're so wrapped up in the system, and with the IPP thing as well, they've got prisoners inside of prison that are basically taking up space that don't need to be in prison, that have served their time, that could be freeing up other spaces for people that need to be in prison, you know. So definitely 100% the government is corrupt. The system needs to be looked at, and we need someone to, you know, actually speak for us and, you know, to get things, you know, properly done. So I do hope you all have enjoyed this video. I've got plenty of more content coming. Do stay safe, people. Stay off the streets. Stay out of prison, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.